You have to sometimes live in someone else's shoes in order to understand the importance of affordable housing. You think about the type of schools your children are going to go to. You think about going to the train station. Is it going to be safe for your children? You have to consider all of these factors when you are looking for a home.
The Affordable Housing Tax Credit is a tool by which the government helps create affordable housing throughout the country and in the U.S. territories. Since its inception in 1986, the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit has created well over 2.5 million units of affordable housing throughout this country. And that's not just housing, that's economic development, that's job, that's revenue for local communities.
In 2012, there were 11.5 million extremely low-income families looking for housing and only 3.3 million affordable apartment units available for them. The housing credit is the most effective and powerful tool that we have to fill the gap.
The tax credit essentially is the critical equity that is put into a project that basically will allow it to go forward.
The investors are the community leaders and the folks at the ground level who can advocate at the local level as well for these properties. And the fact that they are investing in affordable housing adds that legitimacy.
Well, we believe in the mission of AHIC, and that is that an informed investor makes for a better industry and a stronger industry.
Over the past 20 years, AHIC has accomplished so much. The efforts around establishing best practices for underwriting, asset management, data collection, watch list criteria, risk ratings, I think was really instrumental in bringing very high quality deals into the marketplace. We were also able to provide a great deal of support to each other. Knowing who the other investors in the market was really key for us, not just the corporations, but the individuals. And being able to pick up the phone, talk to someone about an issue, I think brought a lot of professionalism and high quality deals into the marketplace.
When we first joined AHIC, we were a small but growing shop. At the very first meeting I attended, the topics being discussed were the very issues that we had been wrestling with back at home. So I was hooked from day one. The tools that AHIC has brought to the industry are the networking opportunities for the investors, the written best practices tools, and then really the education aspects, keeping investors informed about what's going on in the industry. Most recently, AHIC is taking on more of an advocacy role in the industry, really helping to shape things earlier in the process.
What it allows us to do is connect on the political front and have a better understanding of what are the best ways that we can support the program so that the program is sustainable long term.
The affordable housing crisis in New York City is so severe and the demand is so great that for every unit of affordable housing that we build, we literally get tens of thousands of applicants. The affordable housing that we provide at this point outside of public housing is the most affordable housing that is available. And really what it means is it helps to diversify both economically and racially the neighborhoods in New York City. And it means that the children of our tenants have access to better services in schools than they would have if they had stayed wherever it is that they were previously.
When we came to the Fifth Avenue Committee, we applied through a lottery process. And however, 5,000 people had applied. So, the odds of getting in was like basically 0 to none. So basically we hit the lotto when we got this apartment. I just had a baby. She was born 10 days before I moved in. I was also still a full-time student, and I was also working. Part-time I worked at night at Madison Square Garden. So I didn't get home until about 12 o'clock at night. So I needed a place that when I come home, I needed it to be safe.
Quasia Yard applied for the lottery literally 20 years ago, and the building went into service back in 1996. And because she accessed safe, quality, affordable housing, she was able to go back to school, get her master's degree, and now is a teacher with the Department of Education.
I was able to raise my daughter in the way that I had dreamed of because of this stable living environment. She's gone to school here. She went to PS 321, which is a well-known school. Then she went to MS 51, which is the Gifted Talented School. And then now she's currently attending college.
I think we've seen in history, it's not about just putting more housing somewhere. It's about putting the right housing there, having the right mixes, having the right services. All that works together to create productive areas. And that actually helps from an ROI standpoint. To have a community that's bought in, to have a neighborhood that's improving over time, only helps our ability to be stronger. Well, seniors most want are on fixed income, and so having a stable place where you can live allows you then to be able to be a provider, to be a great-grandmother.
My name is Stanley Ecker Sr. I'm 61 years old, and I live in Somerset, New Jersey. My wife, she was sickly, had cancer. It came back on her. And once she passed, said it wasn't the same. So my son, they wanted me to move. So I moved to Atlanta, stayed there a couple of years. Couldn't find a job because the job market was really bad. Found a job here in New Jersey, so I ended up moving back. I found this place, very affordable. I'm good, happy.
Today, some 7.7 million American households are paying 50% or more of their income in rent. Those 7.7 million households require our attention, and we need to be creative in terms of thinking about how we can make the tax credit program be more effective in providing housing opportunities. One of the greatest moments is when you come to the final ribbon cutting ceremony, when you stand there with the building that you've helped make happen, and you meet the tenants who are moving in for the first day. I'd like to thank AHIC for the role that they play in helping us at HUD to do a better job. What AHIC does is it lets us know how we can be better, how we can be more aligned, how we can make sure that our investments and our resources are channeled in ways that are the most productive for achieving what I believe to be the shared goals of HUD and AHIC, which is ensuring that we add to the supply of affordable housing in this country and ensure the preservation of it over the long term.
All right, now take a nap. Okay. Grandma love you. Mwah.